Okay, again, this is Kilo Tango 9 Golf. Jim here for the Wednesday Night Elmer Net. Traffic for tonight's net means questions, comments, problems, or news about computer or other technical devices, or about ham radio equipment in general. Questions about new digital modes or trying something, trying out a new radio, go ahead and we'll see if someone can help you out. Please note that we will not accept traffic offering to distribute copyrighted programs, however. If you're looking to buy, sell, or trade anything, we suggest you check out the 9-1 repeater Sunday nights directly after the Sunday night announcement net for the swap net, where that type of traffic is encouraged. Getting started, check-ins are going to be in alphabetical segments based on the first letter following the numeral in your call sign. Mobile stations may ignore the roll call segment and check in anytime when it is safe to do so. During check-ins, please respond with your call sign slowly and in standard phonetic, and along with your first name and whether or not you have any traffic. Again, my name is Jim, KT9G, your net control for this evening. We'll go ahead and get started with check-ins for either mobile or short-time stations. Mobile or short-time stations, A through Z, go ahead. All right, hearing none. I did get one over AIM with no traffic. KD9YJJ. If you want to give me a Roger, Roger, just so you know you're there and that I'm coming through all right, go ahead, give me a Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger.
All right, cool. I'll leave you as no traffic, but if you got a comment, go ahead and just throw your call sign out. All right, so let's do the first segment here of A Alpha through K Kilo. A Alpha through K Kilo. Come now, please.
Kilo Delta 9, Julia Tango, India, Greg.
KD9, JTI, Greg, got you on there. Thanks for joining again. Anyone else? A Alpha through K Kilo.
Kilo Alpha Niner Juliet Bravo Delta Mike and Muskego with a query.
All right, KA9JBD. Mike, I got you on there. Do you want to ask it now, or do you gonna start with that on your round? Go ahead.
No, Jim. Sorry for the confusion about tonight. I thought, and unfortunately, hang on. Didn't want to cough in the microphone. A little under the weather, and I thought originally I was supposed to handle a net tonight, and I'm not quite well. Do you need me for the next 2 Wednesdays? That's my query.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Yes, it's not today. It's the next 2 Wednesdays. But we can chat about that more. So, let me pick up the rest of the people, and then we can get into it. So, let's just open it up to the next section. Also, let's do A Alpha through V Victor. A Alpha through V Victor. Go ahead. Come now, please.
Whiskey 9, Golf Tango, Zulu, Jim.
W9GTZ. Jim, welcome back. I got you on the list. Anyone else? A Alpha through V Victor. All right, let's do A Alpha through Z Zulu. A Alpha through Z Zulu. Coming up, please. All right, hearing none, we'll go ahead and get started. And as usual, we'll go ahead and pick up anybody on the end of the first round and every round after that. So with that in mind, try and keep your segments to the 3-minute timeout window. And if you do time out, go ahead and wrap up as quickly as you can and pass it on, just so that we don't leave people hanging waiting for the round to end to get anybody in. However, we only have 3 with traffic to start, so should go quick. So tonight's net, I don't actually have too much. This last week at work was a bit crazy, and this last week in general was a bit crazy. However, I will say that I am happy to say, I think I might have had it up last week, was I did get my 23 centimeter stuff set up The only thing that I'm waiting on now to test is KA9MBM, Mike, who I've been playing with 23 centimeters on. We have about a 15-mile gap between us, a 15-mile as the crow flies. He's getting a frequency lock for his 9700, and we're going to see if that helps with D-Star and other stuff. There is frequency drift on that band on the 9700, and you can see it. You can see it clear as day when you do FT8 or JS8 or something like that. So we're going to give that a try, but we did make a successful FT8 contact on 23 centimeters, and it's logged in Logbook of the World, so that was pretty fun. So we'll see if the frequency locks helps. But if anyone wants any more information on that, I'd love to know. Again, I'm going to ask every week if anybody out there has a 9700 and they've got the 23 centimeter capabilities. If they've been interested in playing with it at all, it is a really fun, big band to mess around in. So if you got it, play with it. It's fun. And then the other thing was JS8. JS8 was something that I really like. So digital modes. We'll talk about digital modes if you're interested. I reset up my old station, and now I have JS8 up all day, every day now. So that's really fun. I switch between 40 and 20. So daytimes I'll usually have it on 20, and then when it gets night out, I'm still on 20 right now, and it's pretty active. But once it goes quiet, I usually flip over to 40. But it's really fun. It's really fun. I like the rag chew over text over HF concept of it. So it's kind of interesting to me. So those are just some ideas. But again, questions as always are perfectly allowed, or we can talk about anything else. So I'll go ahead. I'm getting beeped out. So KD9JTI, Greg, go ahead. Floor is yours.
K9 JTI, I'm gonna have you brain. I installed Debian 12.7, and I was wondering what you use. I couldn't find a full system backup, complete mirror backup, like the old Windows 7. That was a dream come true. That saved my butt so many times. I'd make a system image backup on the hard drive, and it would take a picture of the whole thing. And a couple of times, once when I found I had a virus that wiped out the whole thing. Another time my hard drive crashed, I put in another hard drive. All you do is just restore that system image and off you go, like nothing ever happened. It was unreal. It was, not only the software, the apps that you had on there, but also all the complete system. I can't find something like that for Debian. KD9JTI.
KD9JTI, Kilo Tango 9 Golf. So I can find something for you quick. I know there's something out there, and the name is eluding me because when you started saying that, Time Machine popped into my head, and that's Mac. That's Mac OS. And then virtual machines have a lot of it, but if you give me a second to look it up while we run through, or if anyone else knows the answer to that, we might be able to have someone else answer that question. But I believe there is something similar to Time Machine for Linux that works with Ubuntu, but I gotta look it up because I can't for the life of me remember what it is. Because most of the time when I'm running Linux, except for like my radio rig here and a couple other specific devices, they're running in virtual machines. So I back up virtually like that, and I can restore snapshots. So I don't have to mess with all of that other stuff. So I haven't used it in a really long time, and I can't remember what it's called. But hopefully someone else either knows, or I'll have the answer for you on our next go around. Give me a second, and I'll kind of search for it. So. Okay, so that brings us to KA9JBD. Yes, I for some strange reason have completely just forgot that this week existed, and I had my brain set a week in advance. So I'm fine this week. It's the next week that my wife works, and I will be joining the net, but I won't be able to run it. I'll try and join it, but I'll be on an HT, and the kid will be with me. And then the week after, I will be in Arizona, so I'll be gone. So we'll see how that goes. But KA9JBD, go ahead.
KA9JBD here. Okay, so just to confirm, Jim, next week, 1 week from today, the 13th, you'll be able to check in, but you need me to take care of the net as net control. And then the 20th, the following week, you will not be available and need me to take the net. Is that correct, sir? KA9JBD.
KA9JBD, this is KT9G. Yes, that is 100% correct. Unless we get our stuff set up to be bridged through D-Star or some sort of DMR system, then yeah. But no, I actually already have something on my calendar for this time on the 20th when I'm in Arizona. We've got a team meeting. I'm going for work, and so I've already I will be gone. So yes, I will not be on at all. But yes, next week I will check in at least, and I'll be kind of here, but we'll see. So that is correct. Besides that, I'll throw it back to you if you've got anything else or if you've got any questions or comments about what we talked about. Go ahead.
KA9JBD to the net. Okay, fine business, Jim. So the 13th and the 20th, I have the net as net control, confirming that. I will put it on my calendar, and I can cover that. And I have nothing else other than I'm kind of listening in the background because I'm a little under the weather. So back to net, KA9JBD, I'll be listening in the background.
Okay, fine business. KA9JBD. Do you want me to go ahead and just skip over you on the next rounds, and then just wait for you to throw your call sign out, or do you want me to call you every time? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just kind of listening in the background, so consider me in the background unless I respond. KA9JBD back to net.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, that brings us to W9GTZ. Jim, go ahead. Floor is yours.
W9GTZ. Well, I don't think I have anything extra to add tonight, Jim, or at least not at this point. W9GTZ back to net.
Oh, all right. W9GTZ, KT9G, net control. No one's got anything? That's all right. All right. So, man, that's the end of the list there. So let's go ahead and see if we got any latecomers coming in. Is there anybody else that would be interested in joining the Wednesday night Elmernet A Alpha through Z Zulu? Go ahead. Come now, please.
WI9MRC repeater.
Yeah, Wayne, I got you. So you were so again, same situation as last time. You're in the car. I heard you say you're in the car. I didn't catch your call sign. I didn't really catch anything else. I heard you said you were in your car, but I could tell by your voice that it was you. By the sound of your voice, it was you. So I can hear you. If you can hear me, I got you on the list, but you're very, very weak right now. So if you want to try again in a few minutes, when I call on the next round, call in again, and I'll see if I got you any better. And we can get you, we'll get you cleared up. So is there anybody else? A Alpha through Z Zulu. All right, and I didn't say his call. So it's KD9TJM. That was Wayne, KD9TJM that called in. I'm pretty sure that was. But I got you on the list. So I think you said you got no. I assume you got no traffic. But if you want to call out next time, that's fine. So All right, bring it back up to the top of the list then. KD9JTI, Greg, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Why you do that to me? KTI. That was Debian. I got that pretty much well set. What I'm trying to achieve is I'm trying to set up a laptop with everything that I've got on my Windows computer. Since 99% of what I use is GNU anyway. So, and it'd be surprised that some of the files, data files that work on Windows also work in Linux. And that surprised me. Oh, another thing that surprised me. Holy cow. A couple of years ago when Spectrum had 200 megabytes internet, so I got that. Now it was fairly decent. Then they offered, well, you can upgrade for $20 a month. You go to 300 megabytes. Nah, perfectly fine with 200. And then a few months later, then he says, guess what? We just upgraded you for nothing, for free, to 300 megabytes. Oh, okay, great. And they found, oh, my equipment wouldn't handle it. So I got myself a 800 megabyte router or modem, and then AX3000 router. And for the last couple of months, they said, well, for $20 we can upgrade you to 400 megabytes. No, 300 is fine. Last couple of days, reset. The last couple of days they said, hey, we just upgraded you to 400 megabytes. So just for the fun of it, I had a tryout. Hard copy on the Linux machine. I got, where did I get out of there? 498 megabytes. Ooh, that thing was smoking. KT9JTI.
KT9JTI, KT9G. So that's funny you said that, because I actually just got a message from Spectrum on my side, too. They just upgraded my speed for free, which is nice. I like that. I work from home. I do video gaming. I do lab-type stuff, so I appreciate the bandwidth. So that was nice. But yeah, that you'll see a big difference on that. I forgot to answer your question. There are some things, and I remembered what it was called. It was duplicity, which was, I think, the one that I've heard of and I have used in the past. Now, as far as from what I remember, it's not as user-friendly easy. It's user-friendly, but it's not as like click restore from snapshot type of thing like it is for VMs or Time Machine or whatnot. But it's pretty good. So if you want to look it up, it's called Duplicity, Delta Uniform, Papa, Lima, India, Charlie, India, Tango, Uniform, or Yankee, Duplicity. There's a couple others, and if you type in, programs like Duplicity, I'm sure you'll probably find some others. But that's one it's that you can use. So give that a shot. That's the only one. I ended up looking up a few, and I saw a list, and then that was the one that I remembered using. So there's that. So you want to give that a shot and let me know. But yeah, good news on the speed. Funny enough, I was hoping to get gigabit when I got here, and I didn't. And then the place that I left got gigabit, and then they already have 2 gigs there, which is ridiculous. I don't know. Could do some site-to-site stuff with that, but that's pretty cool. All right, W9GTZ. Jim, go ahead. Floor is yours. You got something for us. Go for it.
Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu. My experience has been, and I have Time Runner or Roadrunner, actually Spectrum now, cable, and 400 bytes. But my experience has been that unless you're downloading or uploading, I do a website, and it helps me when I'm uploading the website. But other than that, I don't know if there's any difference between if you're just surfing the internet and doing normal everyday stuff. You can't tell a difference. I can't tell a difference between 100 megabytes and 400 or 600. For the most part, it depends more on the server that you're connecting to on the internet when you're surfing than it does to your own speed. Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu, back.
Yeah, W9GTZ, KT9G. So you're right. 99% of your normal web browsing traffic isn't going to require bandwidth above that. It really comes in handy for streaming content. If you are trying to stream TV on Netflix or something like that, even 300, 200, 300 is fine. But if you're the kind of person who pays extra for 4K content, and it's more data per frame, and the sound quality is higher, that's more data. So you got to have bandwidth to support that. The other thing you got to consider is number of devices in your house doing things simultaneously. So you got to split your pipe. You know, you think of it, it's same with electricity. You think of it like water in a pipe, right? So like if you're running 7 bathtubs at the same time, your water flow is going to slow down. Same thing. So if you've got a bunch of kids or, you know, whatever, and they're all watching Netflix on their phones, or they're watching, you know, they're streaming YouTube or whatever, and, you know, 2 people are on the Wi-Fi watching YouTube, another person's sitting in the living room watching Netflix, and there's a kid in the basement on another TV watching Netflix. Like, you got to share that load across everybody. So that's where that bandwidth really comes in handy. But if it's just you and you're on, you know, the internet, and you're just kind of browsing around, you're not going to notice a difference. But luckily for me, the upgrade that I got recently, they said it was free. So I was like, all right. I mean, it's probably one of those things where it's free this year, and then next year all of a sudden my bill goes up, and they said, well, we sent you an email to your spam folder telling you that if you didn't opt out, we would auto-opt you into this new plan, which is twice as expensive. Sorry that you didn't see that, but you're locked in for 4 years. No, I don't know. Spectrum's actually been really nice. It's probably one of the better ISPs that I've dealt with in recent history, so I can't complain too much. So yeah, there's that. As I speak, though, bring up JS8. I mean, I'm just trying to pull anybody out of the weeds, see what anybody's interested in talking about. It's blowing up right now. I actually switched over to 40 meters while we were chatting here to see, because 20 was starting to slow down, and it's definitely lit up. And I've got really good signals, actually. And what was really cool, hold on, let me reset real quick. And what was really cool was I actually chatted with a guy from France today on JSA call, which most people that I've ran into on JS8 are in the U.S. I do know that there's a handful of people out there in other countries, but it's not very mainstream. There's not a ton of people on it. It's pretty fringe. But there was someone in France, and he seemed kind of new, and I tried chatting with him and whatnot. But I do have one downside to 20 meters in my house. My son has a music box. This is an interesting topic. Maybe we can talk about this. My son has it's called a Tony box, and it comes with little toys. You put them on the top, and it plays music. And if I transmit on 20 meters in my house, from my bazooka in my attic, it jams that device. It just stops. It just dies completely. And it doesn't turn it off. It doesn't do anything else like that. It just stops music from playing. And then the moment I stop transmitting, it starts playing music again. So I can't do FT8 or JS8 during the day if my kid's listening to music because he starts freaking out and he doesn't know why it's broken. So he starts like trying to fix it, and then he'll like throw it because it's mad, and he's 3. So I can't transmit on 20 during the day. So if anyone else has any hilarious stories about weird interactions with RF with their devices in their house, I'd love to hear it because that's a good one. The other one is he's got a toy piano that if I transmit on 80, the keys start randomly playing music. So there's like a really creepy noise in his room, and the whole house will be dark. I'll be doing a net late at night, and I'll be on 80 meters, and then all of a sudden I'll start hearing this piano playing in the other room. It's because 80 meters kicks it off. So if you've got stories about that, we'd love to hear it. That'd be fun. So okay, so that brings us to the bottom of the list. Let me reset real quick, and we'll call for another group here. All right, so we are about at the half-hour mark for the Wednesday night Elmer Net. Is there anybody else out there, A Alpha through Z Zulu, who would like to join in? Go ahead, come now, please. All right, hearing none, we'll bring it up to the top. KD9, JTI, Greg, go ahead. Back to you.
These zones are going by fast. KD9 GTI. Now I'm going to give us 73s right away. Because I don't have much or anything else to say. Other than the hate, I really like that Debian. I really do. I got the Debian 12.7 with that, what the heck is it? Desktop, Cinnamon desktop. Up that, and that is really nice. Well, I play with it I didn't know you could do that with that, And then my son's going to be interested in looking at it. Okay, fine. KD9 GTI 73. See you guys. We'll catch you later.
All right. Yeah, no worries. KD9 JTI 73s. Have a great night. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's Debian's my go-to. I don't know why. I won't say that there's a particular reason. It just ended up being that way. But it's a good one. I like it. So I'm glad you're having fun with it. I got you marked as checked out. Thanks for coming in. Hope to hear you on here next week. And yeah, they're going fast. There's only 3 of us here. So down to 2. Speaking of which, W9GTZ. Jim, go ahead. Floor is yours.
W9GTZ. Jim, just wondering if you've tried putting any chokes on that music box or whatever it is of your son's. I'm not sure if it's probably, if it's cordless or what. If it's got any leads to it, even if it's just power leads, some chokes might help. I have trouble here every once in a while on 2 meters. I have a LED touch on, touch off desk lamp, or computer lamp over my monitor, and my 2 meters will shut it off when I'm on the air, and I can turn it right back on, and as soon as I key up 2 meters again, it shuts right off. And it seems like if I stir the cables a little bit behind the computer, the problem goes away. I haven't had it for a month or so now again, and if I move cables around, it'll probably start again. So it's kind of strange. RF can do some really strange things, but some chokes might help if you try that.
Yeah, W9GTZ, KT9G. So it is a completely wireless box. There's a cable to charge it, but it's independent of the unit, and the unit's not like on the charging cable when it's playing or whatever. So it's something inside of it that's freaking out. That actually, now that I think about it, it reminds me of the other really funny thing. There's a 6-meter repeater in Milwaukee, and I think the trustee for it, I believe the trustee for it is the same trustee that runs either the West Dallas or the Waukesha 220 repeater. I think it might be the West Dallas repeater. Maybe it's the Cedarburg. I don't know. Now I can't remember. But either way, there's a 6-meter repeater in Milwaukee, and if I transmit on 6 meters to talk into that repeater specifically on that frequency, it jams my Wi-Fi. Hilariously enough, it will completely turn the internet off, only for the duration of me doing the transmission, and then it'll come right back. I ended up happening to find out that was the case because I was in like a Zoom call, like a web call with someone or a group of people. I turned my camera off, and because someone was transmitting on it, I went back to him. This is a while ago, or I may have been testing with someone. But either way, I transmitted on it, and all of the cameras froze, and all the audio stopped. And then when I unkeyed, everyone came back. I thought it was a coincidence, but I did it a few more times because I noticed it. And if I transmit on that repeater with my 6-meter double bazooka, it just completely wipes out my internet. And I kind of wanted to check to see, like, oh boy, like if I'm at late at night, it's not that big of a deal, or well, not late at night, but like if I'm doing it one-off every once in a while, that's not a problem. But I need to check to make sure that I'm not like messing up my neighbors either. But the access point that I use for my internet, primarily for my office, I have 2 access points in my house. One of them is on the ceiling in my second floor, directly under that antenna. So it could just be it's blowing it out. But that's another weird one. I'll throw it back to you real quick. It's just the 2 of us, and then we can kind of determine what we want to do here. If it's only going to be the 2 of us, we can go from there. So, W9GTZ, back to you.
Whiskey 9 GTZ, Golf Tango Zulu. Yeah, that RF can do some weird things. I'm just wondering, does that 6-meter repeater ever have anything? I've gone there several times, but do they have any regular programming or anything?
So, I believe... Nope, that's 220. No, I don't know. To be fair, I don't jump on it very often. And, that's not good. I should jump on it more often. I try and hit it every once in a while when I'm mobile. However, I upgraded my whip from a 36-inch to a 54-inch, and that makes my Tar Heel not be able to do 6 meters anymore. So I don't do it when I drive, but I used to. And then now I have JS8 backup all the time on 20 and 7, so I don't kind of scan that frequency. So I honestly have no idea. I could ask. I believe I've talked to the trustee before. I've talked to him on 220. So I can ask him and see if he does any bridging, or if they've got any normal nets that happen on it. But when the band opens up, it's pretty interesting. You can get all sorts of interesting contacts on that. And I think a couple months ago, the band was really wide open, and I got Mexico on 6 meters. So 6 meters is a weird band for sure. So I don't know, but I can keep my ear out. I can ask. I can try and find out and remember who it was that I was talking to. I know he also has one of the 220 repeaters that I normally monitor, so I can talk to him and see if they do stuff on it. So yeah, let me. I'll throw it back to you one more time, and then we'll check for any other check-ins, and then we can do another round. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's about all I've got tonight, Jim. I think it seems to me I've gone to that 6-meter repeater and tried it several times, but never heard anything or never heard anything back if I'd thrown out a monitoring call. So I wonder, you said that 6 meters can be really active, but problem is when 6 meters is active, 10 is usually active too, and I think 10 is more fun to be on when it's active than 6. Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu.
Oh, Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu. Kilo Tango 9 Golf. That's a good point. And especially the tech licensees who have, rights to do kind of DXing, they're going to probably want to jump on 10 more than 6. The frequency that I'm thinking of, W9DHI. That is, I have it saved on my screen. I jumped over and looked at it on my 7300. It's 53030 with an offset of 52030, so a 1 megahertz offset. So, I don't know. So that's a good point. Okay, so, all right, we'll bring it down to the bottom of the list. Let's see, is there anybody else out there, A Alpha 3Z Zulu, who would like to join the Knights Net? Go ahead, come now, please.
K9DFP.
K9VFP, Vince, thanks for dropping in. Glad to have you on the net. Let me check, see if there's anybody else. A Alpha 3Z Zulu, go ahead.
K9 Jim. Yeah, I was out of the weeds, Jim, but yeah, Vince jumped on, so I was almost at work anyway, but let Vince go ahead. I'll just be in the background listening. Talk to you guys next week. K9 Jim.
All right, KD9 TGM, I heard you. You sound great, but yeah, you were in the weeds. But it's funny. I can recognize you. I'll tell a little story here quick after. I'll let Vince go, and then I'm gonna tell a little funny story about that too on HF. So, K9VFP, Vince, go ahead. I'll give it to you. Floor is yours.
K9VFP here. Yeah, well, I was listening to your conversation about 6 meters, and I just tuned into that once almost a year ago, and I caught somebody on there, and I have not gotten somebody on there since, and I sporadically try it. I have a 7100 in my car, and I use that, and occasionally I will try some of the HF repeaters. I have a thing called the Blue Cat, which is a Bluetooth tied a repeater book. And what that allows me to do is to find local nets and then automatically programs the radio, which is kind of cool. And that's how I found the 6 meter net, but there's hardly anything there. The same thing with 220. We've got another radio for 220, and I don't know why it's unused. K9VFP, back to net.
Yes. So that is a topic that we have, or I've chatted about before, and that's the unused bands 220, 900, 6 meters local. Some people like to do 6 meter when it's DXing, when the band's open, or they do meteor scatter, other stuff like that. But locally, but 220, I have a Redibus 9000 now, and I chat on 220 every morning with a friend. And if I remember to turn my radio to scan mode, I do scan all of the local repeaters. There is a 220 local repeater in Waukesha. I know where you live. You live over by. I know where you're at. But there is a Waukesha 220 repeater. We should use it more. And if you tune into that repeater in the mornings, I do know another 2 people chat pretty regularly in the morning on that repeater. There's also one in Cedarburg, West Allis, and then Corey, who's the tech committee of the 9-1 group. who's got a lot of towers and also does GMRS stuff, he's got a 220 tower in Racine, which has actually got really good range. So I don't know what radio you have for 220. I think it might have been you that last time we brought up 220 a while ago, and then we played with it. I don't know if you could hit the Racine repeater, but you could hit the Waukesha repeater, and I'm pretty sure you and I could do simplex 220, no problem. So if you want to play with it, let me know. I've got a 220 repeater antenna in the attic with Davis 400 going to it off of my 9000, which is I think a 25 watt unit, so should be plenty to pick you up and throw to you. So let me know if you want to play with that, because 220 is a good band too, and it's nice and quiet, because it is quiet. But speaking of 6 meters, maybe I should slap myself a little bit. I try to use repeaters more often when I can if they're not used a lot, so I should jump on that one more often. But it jams my internet, like I said. So all right, let's throw it up to W9GTZ. Jim, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Yeah, I guess the long and the short of it is you can't hit them all the time. There's just so many places to go and so many places to be that you just can't do them all. Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu.
Yeah, Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu. So that's true. I mean, also you've got the fact that the less used bands are going to be less monitored, right? So even if you are like, hey, I'm gonna try someone on this band, your probability of someone listening at that time, even though they use that band, may be lower because they're like, well, not a lot of people are on it. I'm not going to monitor as much. The thing I kick myself in the butt for is I've got this 220 radio. I chat on a simplex frequency with a friend, but I forget to set it into scan mode when we're done. So I'll sit here all day at work, and the radio's right in front of me, but I'm sitting on this simplex frequency, and no one's going to call on a simplex frequency. It's not the national calling frequency. It's just a random simplex frequency. And then the other thing is, if someone does call and I'm in a meeting, I'll turn the radio down and then forget to turn the radio's volume back up. So I'll be sitting here all day and being like, man, I haven't heard anything on the radio. Oh, I turned the volume down. Whoops. So I basically muted the radio, and people could have been talking this whole time. I had no idea. So I'm sure we've all made mistakes like that. So all right, K9VFP. Vince, back to you.
Well, that's interesting. Maybe I should set the radios to scan more. For 220, I have a Bofang UB5X3, and it seems to work. It can hit the repeater here, no problem. So I would assume it can hit, should be able to hit the Racine repeater. But I was actually looking to get a better radio for 2 meter. I've seen that TYT quad band out there, and I was thinking about it because it's got 2 meter, 440, 6 meter, and 10 meter. I don't know if anybody has any experience with it. I've heard some nasty things about TYT, so I don't know. K9DFC, back to you.
WI9MRC repeater.
Yeah, K9VFP, this is KT9G. The last half of your transmission went really quiet, but I think you were talking about the TYT that was it was 276 and 10? I haven't heard of that. I do know that there's a TYT handheld that's 2 meter, 220, 1 1/4 and 70 centimeters. But I usually turn my 220 radio off during my nets because I have it on scan right now. Hold on. Because for some strange reason, the Chicago, there's a Chicago repeater, and I have it on scan because sometimes the band opens up and we can get it. when I transmit on 2 meters, it makes that radio think that I'm receiving something, so it'll stop on it for a second. But I've got it on now. I've got it on the Waukesha repeater. If you want to try calling that Waukesha repeater, I don't know if you have it programmed in, but I can definitely let you know if I've got you. And now I forgot what the other thing I was going to say was. So, yeah, leave your stuff on scan. Leave your stuff on scan. If someone calls, go back to them. So and I'm guilty of this as well. People will call and say, "Hey, I'm willing to talk," or they're calling, that they're mobile or something, and they're on a repeater, and I'm like kind of working, and I was like, well, I don't want to dedicate a ton of time to like chatting with this person, and I don't want to be rude by going back to them and being all like, "Hey, I can only talk for a second, but I wanted to come back to you," or something, you know what I mean? But if someone's like, "Hey, I need a radio check," and be like, "I'll give you a radio check," because I know it's going to take a lot of time. Just go back to them and be like, "Hey, I only got a few seconds, but you're here. You can call again. I heard you. You sound good. How you doing? Great. I got to get back to work, but I heard you, and hi, have a nice day." Try and do that. It's like we need to use these repeaters more often. People are paying a lot of money for these repeaters to be up. People are excited to use them, so might as well use them. All right. Sorry, we've got a lot going on, and now I have everything on in front of me. I've got the HF, I've got the 220, I've got the 9700, I've got JS8 up, I've got my web browser open because I was looking at other stuff, and I've got NetCaller here to the right of me. I've got too many screens in front of me. I'm going to lose my mind. So that brings us to the bottom of the list. We've got 10 minutes left, so let me do one more call out here, and then we can probably go ahead and do a 73 and then go from there. So give me 1 second. Let me reset. All right, this is Kilo Tango 9 Golf. We've got 10 minutes left of the Wednesday night Elmer Net. Is there anybody else out there with any that wants to go ahead and join us? A Alpha through Z Zulu, come now, please. Okay, hearing none. We'll go ahead and we'll bring it up. I'll leave it up to you guys what you want to do. If you're interested in the topic, I'll stay here till the end of the hour. Otherwise, it's up to you. W9GTZ. Jim, go ahead. Floor is yours.
W9GTZ, just a comment you mentioned earlier that the frequencies that don't have a lot of traffic, don't have a lot of people there to talk to, but I've had really good luck with GX when the bands are really good. I've had good luck with both 15 and 17 meters, primarily because there's not so much QRM on them. And you go into 20 and there's so much QRM that you can hardly find a station that doesn't have two more on top of it. But 15 and 17, that problem doesn't seem to exist. Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu.
Sure, Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu. Yeah, sorry, let me clarify. I was referring to UHF, VHF, not HF. I think there's a lot of people that hunt those and look at those and monitor those, and there's a lot of passive devices out there that are keeping eyes on those to have people jump on them a little bit more quickly. Specifically for that reason. I was referring specifically to like 220, 900, 1.2 gigahertz, those bands. I don't think anybody's really, and then six meter repeaters specifically. Like, there may be people who are monitoring 6 meters for FT8 or JS8 or something like that to jump on it when they can. But when it comes to a 6 meter repeater, especially in like a local area like this. I was referring more to local than anything else. But yeah, no, I've actually had really good luck with 17. 17 meters is a really fun and interesting band. So that's a good point that you brought that up. But yeah, thanks for the clarification. I meant more local communication rather than HF type stuff. So. All right, K9VFP. Vince, before I let you go, just to let you know, I did, speaking of 220s, I thought you were talking about the TYT 3-band. I think you said you had the Baofeng 3X, which is the 3-bander. I did just get myself my birthday was the other week, and I got myself a new toy. I got the new tri-band Kenwood that has 220 on it, and I was really excited about that. So I carry that with me all the time now, and I'm actually really in love with it. I really like this radio. So I've got a 220 HT as well. So we can play with that too if you've got your Baofeng, because we can probably do simplex from HT to HT with maybe with how close you are. I am on a hill, so I might be able to reach you. So K9VFP, Vince, back to you.
K9VFP here. Yeah, what's the 220 frequency that you're on?
Oh boy, I'd have to look it up because it just says Waukesha on the screen, and I'm running the Retevis 9000D, which is basically just a really kind of almost dumb-looking unit. The screen display, I think there's a button you can press on it to switch it over, but if you give me there, yeah, that one, I heard you. That's the one. I had you on there. I'll throw it back to you, and then I mean, if you want, we can go through here and finish up this net, and then I can play on this Waukesha repeater with you. But that was it. I heard you come in, and I heard it key up. K9VFB, back to you.
K9VFP here. Yeah. As you were talking, I was flipping through, and one of the settings I have this program to said Waukesha, so I tried it, and it's 224-820. And I got something back, kind of crackly, basically pretty weak. I'm just on the handheld antenna. I don't have a real antenna on here. I'm wondering whether my 2-meter 440 will work on 220 or not. I think the mobile antenna works. I do have a mega mount for it that it works at 220. Whatever, K9VFP, back to you.
All right, yeah, no worries. K9VFP, KT9G. Okay, so I mean, it's just the three of us. I did just check about a minute ago, so I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to K9VFP. If you're around for a little bit, we can play on 220 and see if we can get that working. But 8 o'clock, I like to go upstairs and help do bedtime because the kid's up there right now. So if you can hang around, for a half hour or so, that's fine. If not, that's fine. Just that repeater that you tuned into and called on just now, that's the repeater that has some traffic in the mornings. So if you want to check and see if you can pick it up, that's fun. Otherwise, we can play either later tonight or another day. So we will go ahead, and I think with how quiet it's been, we'll just go ahead and do our 73 round here, and we can kind of wrap up. We can wrap up for the night. So we'll bring it up to the top of the list. W9GTZ, Jim, go ahead. Floor is yours. 73 round.
Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu. Somehow we switched it out to a whole hour. I'm going to say 73s. Have a nice evening and have a nice rest of the week if I don't talk to you. Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zulu, clear.
Yeah, W9GTZ, KT9G. Yeah, I try to elongate it out. Vince saved us there at the end and pulled it out. I always want to try and have it go the full hour just in case someone's late and they were driving home or something. They want to jump in and say something or whatnot. I try and keep it an hour, but sometimes that's just not the case. I've had days where no one even came back at all, and I called 15 minutes later, no one came back. So other days I get 14 people. So it's always a mix. We'll see what we get. But yeah, 73s. Have a great night. Stay safe, and yeah, just like you said, if I don't catch you during this week, I'll catch you next week. Hopefully, I'll check in. We'll see how it goes. All right, K9VFP, Vince, go ahead. Floor is yours, 73 round.
K9VFP here. Yeah, I can hang around a little bit. I got this on 224-820. and just try it and see what happens. Other than that, 73 to all. Good net. I'm glad I caught you. K9 VFP clear.
All right, K9 VFP, KT9G. Yep, 73s. Have a great night. And yeah, I'll call you here in a few minutes, and we'll see if it works out. Okay, so that brings us to the bottom of the list, and everyone checked out. So if with that, is there anybody else out there, A Alpha through Z Zulu, with any late check-ins or last-minute business? Go ahead. Come now, please. All right, hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and secure this net at A7. Oh, I didn't change the time on my clock. It is 7:58. And thank you all for participating, and a reminder that this net, along with most other nets here on the 9-1 repeater, welcome new operators to experience net control operations by trying a net or two. If you wish to try acting as net control operator, please contact our club president, Karen, KC9WQJ, to participate. All net scripts are on the club website for you to review. At this point, I will turn the repeater to normal amateur use. Again, my name is Jim, KT9G, 73s, and good night.
KT9G, KA9JBD.